It's working out pretty well, not doing it. Does anybody want a water?
Yes.
Lighting of the town trucks, and then a pay stub for
Specified are hereby appropriated in order to set apart out of the several funds herein named and for the purposes herein specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Such sums herein appropriated shall be held to include all expenditures authorized to be made during the year unless otherwise expressly stipulated and provided for by tax levies and property tax rates as herein specified are included. Budget Form 4B, all funds must be completed and submitted in the manner prescribed by the Department of Local Government Finance. This ordinance resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approved by the Shelby Civil Town. Name of adopting entity, Shelby Civil Town. Type of adopting entity, Town Council. Date of adoption, October 20th, 2025. General adopted budget, $165,331. Local road and street adopted budget, $9,000. Motor vehicle highway adopted budget, $55,000. Cume cap in, Cume cap D is what I call it, the Cume cap in, 2,000. Cume cap D 0, which is adopted budget total of $231,331. And then your home road funds, the river road fund, $2,500 is the adopted budget. Your edit income, development income tax is $400,000. Your law enforcement continuing ed is $1,000, and your American Rescue Act Plan Act ARPA of 2021 is $21,547, which gives you a total adopted budget of $425,047. I would say this is how I move forward. I don't know. Go ahead and vote like you normally would. There's a spot there, Alice, where you're going to check abstain, and then there's a spot next to Jay's name where we're going to check absent, and then I guess I'll upload it and see what they say. I think the deadline to adopt a budget is like November 2nd or 3rd. So if we were to have to re-advertise, we have to advertise, I think it's like 10 days, so we have to do it, I mean, today's 20, so we have to like do it. Yeah, so while you guys are doing something, I'll text Janet and ask her, but I would say let's go ahead and do that just so that we'll try it, see what happens. So, anyways, there. So we just need a motion and then.
I'll make a motion that the budget for 2026.
Ordinance resolution,
Yeah.
Alright, I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Alex abstained and Jay is not here. So I'm gonna pass you 2 copies.
So I need to sign this one.
Oh, no, those are you. Yep, so sign and check whether you yea or nay, or if you abstain. Just 2 copies that way. I have one to save and we have a backup in case I lose one between now and Prosper. Jay Martinez. And then while you're signing that, the only thing that I have is there is a fellow here that filled out a desire to appear meeting form. And I know you guys will do it up in the meeting, but he was skipping his work to do it, and so I wanted to ask if you were willing to let him speak very briefly. So just let me know when you're done signing and ready for him, and then you can go. And you'll see his form, Sable's here today too. And his form should be the very first thing attached to your agenda.
Bill Rexville.
Yes. I appreciate you putting me ahead of everything else so I can get back to work. I really appreciate that. But, excuse me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You and Melissa and Jay, I've talked to quite a bit about this. With that code ordinance of the 150 with the manufactured homes.
Yeah.
And I live over in Hollywood, and there's been a lot of the little tiny sheds popping up of becoming homes. And my concern is driving my property value down. I just got one place 38 yards across the road from my home. There's been several that was already popped up in the last probably 2 to 3 years, and that didn't really affect me, but this one's affected me. So I come to ask if they would make amendments to add in there of shed and tiny homes with the manufactured, because with Jay come over and talked to me about it and said he had talked to the town lawyer, and he said there was stipulations so much that if it's on wheels, it's not tied down. Well, he said that if it was taken to court, it's possible it would never happen. But this won't help me, but I hope it helps somebody down the road, is the way I look at it. Because there's a gentleman that's building a new home over there. It's a $300,000 home he's building, and he's got 3 of them right around him right there.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've got, if it's okay, I'll bring up the pictures. I got pictures of, just to help out. I know a lot of them don't come over and show into Hollywood that much. And like I said, I don't have the Taj Mahal by no means, but I put a lot of time and money in my home.
Oh, yeah.
And it's heartbreaking that the code has went that long and not been updated, I guess you'd say, at times.
I don't know, they haven't made it in a long time.
I know.
You know that, so.
Yeah, those little sheds caught fire, they still in, and everyone was,
I know.
just the last few years, it's really.
There's several there that I know, Jay and I talked about it, that are already against the code ordinance of being an RV/trailer.
Yeah.
But I mean, what the town does with that, I know it'll probably be a grandfathered type thing, that they're already there, I don't know. But like I said, in my case, I'm just trying to fight for my property is all I'm trying to do.
I understand that.
Haven't heard anything on that parking lawyer yet or anything on that either though.
Now, whether that was done, that was hearsay between me and Jay.
It was, I paid the bill yesterday and it said, phone call with client reshed, so I was.
That's good. I appreciate that.
I drove by his place for about a month ago. Where the water rates.
You're welcome to keep those, that's fine.
And keep it?
Yes.
Okay. I'll see what we can do, I'll get over to Terry the next day or so. I'll try, I'll email him today.
I appreciate that.
Might be worth, shooting Jay an email very big for it, want to see what, if Jay's got the email, that we could utilize
Yeah, well,
to,
drill up a new ordinance too.
My question was, and I kinda touched base with Jay on that, was you've got a homestead that's taxed, the county tax is one parcel. And then now you're putting in another building, which is going to be a homestead eventually. How they can put 2 homesteads on one tax parcel and still get water and sewer to it being on the same address. That's a lot of thought. I don't think went into it. I know it's a grandmother trying to help her grandkids out, and I understand that with these times, it's so expensive. But I mean, we all pay our taxes for a reason. That's my opinion. But
So the town of Shelby doesn't have an official ordinance on these tiny homes?
I don't think we did.
I think it's just
I think it's
mobile
manufactured
homes, or consider mobile homes.
yes, manufacturers.
And then, these are spread around Hollywood, we said?
Yes, sir.
You know, I'll get in contact with Dave, this evening.
I do appreciate your time. I also do. And if there's anything I can do, please reach out to me.
Okay, I'll get your number.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
No,
Thank you.
thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too. Be safe.
You too.
Christine?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
So, a couple things, Melissa has a contract for your time, for your consultant.
Okay.
We get that busy, we'll just start pushing. Okay, just let me know, then once that's signed, I will be, or let me know, and we'll just start pushing and get working, okay?
There's 2 copies, I wish you could just one, and you guys can keep them.
really consultants.
This is, Midwestern
So what are the powers of the committee?
Basically, it's more about the input and guidance.
Okay, so they can't make any official actions with council or anything like that?
Correct, no, they're
They
just
can
saying,
make recommendations.
but yeah, basically, Midwest is gonna say, this is what we found with stormwater. They basically say, well, we're hearing these problems over here, we're hearing these problems over here, have you looked at those? Let's look at that. Consensus from what we're hearing is, you know, this street's priority. That type of thing.
Okay.
Okay?
Mainly, right now, we're looking mainly at water lines, the biggest concern.
Yeah, the main focus is, they asked me what the main focus is under the water lines. They identify that as a big.
Okay, that's what I was hoping, I just wanted to be sure.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. No problem.
The only other question I had for you, gentlemen, were, did you have a chance to think about the EPA opportunity? EPA meaning that is the one that we were going for planning or, implementation money? That's $20 million.
Yes.
And then, yeah, and then you guys are, 20%. So is that something you want me to proceed?
Yes.
Because, you know, Fry's fees are way on this one. So we will be doing it for free, if that is something you want to do.
Yeah, we know.
Okay? Yes, okay, so we will circle back and figure out the details. I'm assuming it is similar to what we had for with previous EPA grant, correct?
And I'll hear about that, so.
The wells,
Yeah.
so the primary is the wells, and potential capacity increase.
Yeah.
Okay, right? Awesome, I will get that on the books.
I know you signed it, but you guys gotta vote to make it official.
So, can I make a motion that, to improve this? The EPA?
No, this is your agreement for the.
Okay, boss.
I make a motion to go forward with the Midwestern agreement.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Anybody? That's all I have, thanks.
Thank you.
I passed you guys vouchers. Your fund report is attached to your, it should be the very back of your thing. Just wanted to highlight a couple things real quick on the second page. Your, if you go down to number 6101, that's your water operating. It is down to 22,646. At the beginning of the year, it was at 184,000. So I don't know that we're gonna run negative by the end of the month, but it is getting close, so we just need to be careful in spending with our one. 6101, water operating. And then if you go down to 6201, which we've talked about this many times, but that's your sewage operating, it is in the negative 34,267. Not that big of a deal, it's, this is September's report, but at the end of the year, we cannot close our year out with negative balance. So within the next, 60, 70 days, we need to figure out what we're gonna do to get that back in, even if it's just $1, it just has to be in the green, or stable market, not let us close out the year there, so. I think those are really the only two that was kind of a red flag. But yeah, I don't have anything else, just the topics that you guys have. Okay, actually, Baker is working on our rate study. They have a list of questions that they have mainly focused on expenditures for next year. So I don't know if you guys want to make a who you want to direct to them, or if you want to all talk with them to kind of answer those questions. Again, not a huge rush on that, just something to keep in mind, and then maybe at the next meeting, kind of figure out what we want to do. Either maybe contact person or if it's all. And I can even actually email you over the questions and you guys can. and so for open, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. You can pull it apart.
Yes.
So also attached to your agenda, you will find CCMG roads for 26. I think Jay could please, I don't know if one of you did, but, so nothing official has to be done, I just have to basically read it out to you, the roads and the price, and we have the document that was discussed, and then hopefully we'll get everything processed, the deadline is October 31st, so, they have to close out your current one, which everything is all paid then?
I think it's all done.
Okay, so then hopefully we can get that all closed out in the next few days. And then once it's all closed out in NDOT, then she'll open up all of this. We'll get everything, and we'll just have to submit this by the 31st. So it's Hickory Trail from Meadowview Drive to the dead end. Conversion from gravel to asphalt. The project total is $75,769. The CCMG match total is $60,615.20, and then our match total will be $15,153.80. And then the other road is Mill Street, from Illinois Street to Railroad Street. That is HMA mill and overlay with wedge and level patching drainage improvements and ADA improvements. So I think if I understand right, it will look like Jefferson Street, how each corner has like the, yeah. So that project total is $369,970.08. And then also lumped into the same project is Meadowview Drive from State Street to Dead End. So that project total is $30,904.50. So altogether for those two roads is $400,874.58, which is a CCMG match total of $320,699.66. And that is a match total from the town of $80,174.93. So I didn't do the math, but altogether it is a little less than $100K in the town's match for those three roads.
So Hickory Trail is inside the subdivision?
I think it's across from the road. Yeah, I don't know, I think it goes this way. Meadowview Drive goes this way, and Hickory Ridge goes this way.
Alright.
But I think Hickory Trail was like, a couple years ago, they wanted to try to convert every gravel road in town to blacktop. And so I think this was like another way of checking for this, because I think it's gravel.
Yeah.
I don't know about checking off or that.
All of that, there's plastic.
Is that good or bad?
Good.
Yeah.
So no repairs need to be done before.
No, that needs to be paid.
So yeah, I'll just document the totals and that you guys discussed it and that you want to move forward.
Yeah, and I have to check and see, I think we had a little bit of Mill Street already televised. I had to double check, I know we had, it went through Mill Street a couple times, but.
Yeah, I know, that's another stuff.
No, that's, before you go, last year, right, the church.
Okay.
the city, I'll let you know.
All right.
I'll remember going,
Yeah, okay.
Got any last, other bullet point report? Rebuild. Front board.
was set up for Ashes Friday, and we used to, if the guys can rent a manlet or something, getting her in November, mid-November, to start putting the tree up and getting the lights.
We'll never do that this year. Council.
Didn't, what was it, Sturman? But is that what you're saying, that was the one, and
Yeah.
those other people?
Yeah.
Didn't you let you guys use that last year to?
We took it down, yeah.
And is that what you guys use those on?
I can ask him, we can put it back up if you want to, that's fine, too. Like, yeah, he's not gonna mind us using it, so,
Okay.
me and John, the guy, just let us know when you wanna put it up, and then I'll reach out to him.
It's just gotta be up before the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so. You gotta hold on, the snowflakes though have to go up too, then you have to hold on.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have to run one anyways, cause the snowflakes have to go
I
up.
gotta put snowflakes up on the poles, so we might just go ahead and look at around.
What's it called, I don't know,
Basket.
basket lift?
There's something fire truck, so we stand on the side of the fire truck?
The price.
Maybe that's how they.
I put the flags up for that, and
Yeah, those are supposed to, they're about 50 times. They're hanging out there to the left.
I mean,
It's pretty heavy, isn't it?
So probably like one day, it is, maybe, it's probably something to just call.
No, you just place the tree on Sunday.
So just for one day.
Yeah, we should do that, like, between $1,500.
I'm okay with however it gets put up, also on that day, we do have to watch that there's archery tournament in the county that night. So Eric will do the shoots.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna list what you go there.
yeah, I can go with the bucket truck.
So we just need it to come up and then, December early, January, and then, 2 days later,
He said he might go get them. But we're looking to.
Yeah,
we got time, and we
I
just,
think I'm out of there for free.
yeah.
I didn't know how where the meeting fell compared to where the.
Well, do you wanna just go ahead and make a motion to contact McAllister pending, like, beginning of holding the next 2 days on?
Yeah.
That way it's approved, if he doesn't get it, then.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go home tonight.
Aaron, you make a motion?
Yep, I'll make a motion to possibly.
Do we want to see if the reserves could put it back up too? They said they could get the lift to do that.
So we got, there was some places too.
Oh.
I don't think you want to put all these, they take about a whole day to put the snowflakes and,
I mean, I don't mind,
you know why?
I don't think the guys mind.
It's just a free thing, if other people can't do it, then they can do it for free.
Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and make a motion just in case.
So motion and possibility.
See,
Free, huh?
Free is better than spending.
I don't mind when it doesn't say.
Hey, you keep putting up your monthly map.
What's that?
Keep putting up your monthly.
I really don't mind if, I mean, if it's gonna save us money doing what we're doing, and we don't mind, you know what I mean, that's kind of what we do, right, community, right? So we don't mind doing that anyways, and I don't think that we have a problem letting me get the lift again, so we can just take a day and knock it out, I don't think it'd be an issue.
Thank you.
Yep, I just need to know where to get the flakes and all that stuff. Are they done, or,
I think we're done the roads.
Okay.
And all that.
you said the weekend after?
Yeah,
Thanksgiving, is that correct?
So we usually try to have them put it up about a week before, that way we can make sure like everything.
Before Thanksgiving?
Yes, yes, they usually put it up,
That's why I'm asking now, because I think the next meeting doesn't fall until.
because sometimes there might be like a wire loose that you gotta, you know what I mean, like you gotta kind of like work out your bugs, so. we usually try to go with one.
Okay.
old business.
Taken care of, huh? That's a first.
Oh, I know, sorry, no, back to Park really quick. We got some donations from, so the community club, which was formerly the routine club, kind of ceased all operations, so they closed out their account, kind of all retired from community service. So they donated almost 5,000, it was like $4,928, to the park board twice. So once for Lessons Pond for a shelter house being built there, and then a second donation for the same amount for the park down here, kind of for the park board's discretion to use for whatever they see fit that needs to be done, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, we'll probably take about $6,000 of work to them.
And honestly, there hasn't been a part of meeting because I don't have time to break between my, having brain cancer and my kids' meetings and things like that.
I had kind of said that by the end of September, I try to get things wrapped up. I haven't been able to. There's some loose ends as far as stuff in the room that the ladies have decided they're hoping to get. So I hope that wouldn't be a problem at some point that I could get with you maybe and.
I don't think I'll be working next week,
I'm sorry.
I don't think I'll be working next week, so if you need any help.
Okay.
I'll be ready.
I don't know, there wasn't a final decision on some of the stuff. I have an input, but.
We need some keys to get in the.
Yeah, we don't have the keys, there's been a little bit of a, so as far as getting into the room, I would need somebody to open up the door. I was trying to work around sure.
This room right here? This room right here?
Yes,
So if you just stick your fingers out of that crack and pull it comes with them.
oh,
It's not latched or locked.
okay.
Should be, that was something I've done.
Yeah, but in the past, that's what we've done, so.
Yeah, we could get in there.
That'd be great, I appreciate it. I apologize for not getting it done sooner, I just haven't. I'm just trying to work everything so everybody has their last and final say on what they want to do with their belongings.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it smoothly, it's just taking a little bit longer than what I expected, and I appreciate your patience.
I have one now, or help, so.
Thank you.
New business. No? Okay.
So both of our newer trucks, the new Chevy and the Ford Super Duty, I got folks to go ahead and put lights on them. A, I think it's an OSHA thing. And two, I think they're really only for the safety aspect, especially working at night, leaving holes and stuff, to be able to, for other vehicles, to be able to see while they're driving. Maybe the amber, yellow, flashing lights put on the front rear, through the command services, but I think it's a maintenance thing. I didn't know if I needed to print out or just getting out their numbers to be able to get them done.
We need to be out to say for people, we need the workers too. They don't have any hips. That's not, any place to work on the can.
I agree on this. On to the vehicles, shed lights. Protect people and employees. So you got a quote for
Both trucks.
both trucks?
Yeah. The
East Road tubing and fuse.
Is that Joel's truck?
Yes. Yeah, they did that.
Those truck shop.
Yeah, that was also Lincoln.
I make a motion that those installed. All in favor?
Aye.
I will pass them down to you.
Yeah. Here, this is.
They said that they'll be done Friday and Saturday if we get it approved.
This week?
Yeah.
Do you have a contact where I can send them, so make sure we get church tax and everything?
Yes.
The email or phone number or whatever.
Yes, here. There's one over here, for this car responders.
You have a contact? like, in-
Yeah, I'll,
Oh,
that's
you do?
okay.
Okay.
My bad.
That's your okay. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you, sir.
That one's fully outfitted. There's no time on it. Yeah, for $93,262.50. And that's to upfit the next two.
That one's already.
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I think the upfitting, I think I wrote it down right here, was $79,435 for the 2025 that's in stock.
For me and for the people in the room, can you tell us what we're talking about? And give-
This is for the new squad car for Matt, he's been looking out for a year. Still haven't got any, I called, we're still alive, to try to get new motor for it, but they don't have any information either, so. Yeah, that tough person's, May of last year, I think, so. Yeah, the fourth time we get out of that, the one we got now, so. Because the 64 it's his leg is stuck in our steering wheel. And, from John Jones to 2026 Chevy Tahoe, I think it's ready to go, $93,262.50.
That's got no timeline on when it'll be ready.
One more time, off the road.
Yeah, that one has no timeline on when he can get involved. So, 26. And the next two need upfitted, so there's an upfitting thing right there beside your Aaron into that one. Right there. And then Kelly has a 25 in stock, and then Community Motors has a 3 or 4 month on a 26.
So Kelly's got one spot.
Your total on the,
Kelly's is, but
79, I think.
79, 435.
That's totally outfitted.
That's
What they were doing.
and that's for what?
That's for a, 2025 Tahoe, black.
May I ask you something?
Yes.
Didn't Matt have an SUV he was driving?
Yeah,
What happened to that?
it blew up. The motor blew up in it. It was a factory recall on the motor, and it had since last May. And they don't know when they're gonna be able to get it from the factory to be able to put the motor in. It's been a couple of years.
So this small car that he drives out here, doesn't he drive a similar car at North Central?
This is a Ford, they got a Dodge.
Well, I understand the difference in the makes,
It's a bigger
the
car.
size.
It's a bigger car. The one that drives on this is bigger, quite a bit bigger. So. This is more of a mid-size car here.
That is the same as the other one. Yeah, that's all it is.
The one for Kelly, there.
That one's in stock, it needs upfitted,
So it'd be the 79,435.
and that's totally outfitted, the total price is, like a page down, I think. I think it's like 52,000.
Okay, so that's the
That's total.
total sale, gotcha, okay.
Am I hearing right that this new truck's gonna be 79,000?
That's the cheapest one so far.
79,435.
That's completely upfitted, ready to go, that's got all the police stuff, the cage, everything in it, lit up.
That's ridiculous.
Shows you how
The,
yeah, they're all,
the 79,000 is 25, and 93,000 is 26.
Yeah.
Is that right?
no,
The third part here.
It's, 2026 Tahoe. It's $87,980.30.
And that was from,
That's from, Community Motors. It's in,
Was that for taxes?
yeah.
What's the motor cost for that SUV?
we got one for $87,980.30. That's a 2026. And the one from down,
What the motor?
oh, motor.
They're still working on making parts for it.
Yeah, the motor, has a problem with internal one.
They don't have a parts for
We
them.
don't have a fix for it yet. So
Are they the only people you work with?
that's where the law is. I know, we did call up to I called up to Maze, and they said they could work on it, but it would be like a month behind, and the motor's already out of it, there it is. So it's, it's already took apart.
Time
Yeah.
is all you're waiting on.
Well, and like I said, it's been over for a year, and they haven't had a fix for it yet, so. And Ford engineers are in no hurry to get it fixed, I guess. So, I've called over at least a dozen times. I don't know how many times Matt's called over there. Probably several. I talked to, 3 different people over there so far, and they all say they don't have a fix for it yet. And Ford doesn't have it, so. It's a mess up from the Ford engineers, is what it is.
you know what your monthly payments are gonna be for these?
Jones one's on there. That's like 40.
They told your lease, 4 engine tanks, 26,000. 4 engine tanks for 4 years.
That's the lease.
I'd say we probably know what to buy.
Yeah, it's about $10,000.
Well, right now, so we pay $877.55 a month for the current vehicle, so that's what we're budgeted for. He pays us $325 as a reserve association, so that's $552.55 out of town pocket, so I definitely think getting an idea of what your monthly payment is gonna be would be important, because if it's going to be more than that $877.55, we've got to figure out where I'm gonna come from. Especially knowing that the budget for this year, the last several years, we're dipping into our reserve when we approve that budget, so. Eventually then run out anyway, so.
So maybe talk with banks.
Yeah, you guys, if you're gonna finance it, yeah, figure out which vehicle you're gonna get, and figure out what's up to you. And then figure out where you're gonna live and finance it for, First Financial is where the current one is financed.
Do you know how much is on that phone?
It's paid off, you just paid off this month. And the white card paid off 2 years ago, so. But that's what both, police cars were financed through First Financial, so. Yep, if you wanna give me the info, or if you guys want some info, you can talk to, Renee at Farmington. Or I can send it to her and get an idea, so we will give an idea of what your monthly payments will be.
Yeah.
And then compare the word difference and talk to Matt, so we can do the same deal they did in the past with, Edward, you know, that's how. So the town didn't have the money to buy a car for him, so they made a deal with him to be paid for amount each month to.
So we paid both the cars off this year?
No, the right was paid off, like, back in Friday, it's been a while. It was about the time that we went to fire truck, and I told you that I was like, oh, okay.
So that would be up on that bill.
Yeah.
So yeah, the current car that's in pieces or whatever in the shop is paid off this month. I just paid the last payment. Yeah. Which can we trade, not trade, but can you get anything for it?
I'm sure we get something for it, so.
So that would help go towards.
You would.
Yep,
Get
all right.
a hold of Renee, about that in there, and also over to, Silverthorne tomorrow.
Okay.
And see if we can do 30, tonight, 30, yeah.
Or just is that 79?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Well, if we could push the loan out an extra year to match the, cause I'm absolutely sure it won't be $800. What if we go instead of a 5-year loan, a 6-year loan?
You want me to ask her that?
Yeah,
So you want numbers for a 5-year and a 6-year?
yeah. Well, they could do 7, but they do want
Yeah.
this, all one. Oh, yeah. You first.
Okay. Jason was gonna bring this up, so he had a pay dispute, and this, email got sent, and I sent a text, I didn't know if you could help us explain it a little bit. It was on the pay period of 9/26/25 through 10/2/25. He's saying that there's a 9-hour, loss in his, comp time, not the 40-hour regular check, but the, comp time. He had it wrote down as 37.125 hours and got paid up 28.25. And we were trying to figure out what the,
Just need the time card, this won't tell me more.
we will resolve that.
Well, I can tell you right off at least one. So he's claiming on Saturday 6 hours and Sunday 5 hours. So per the salary ordinance, they only get 2 hours on call per weekend. And I've been paying them all like that ever since Aaron and myself and Jay had a meeting, in August right here in this room. Does that
So they don't get paid to go to the wells or the.
They don't, your salary ordinance says for, through the week, they get 1 hour of on-call, like automatic, like whether they go on there or not. Through the weekend, they only get 2 hours of on-call. Now, if he goes like somewhere and clocks in, clocks out, then yes, that's also added on there. But like, they don't just automatically get 5 hours just for being on-call.
Yeah, but on the weekends, they, work the wells and the sewer
You
plant.
don't have to change your salary ordinance, because your salary ordinance says they get 2 hours.
Right, they get 2 hours for on call, and then they get, I don't remember what the breakdown is for the wells and the sewer plant, but those have to be required.
Your salary ordinance says 2 hours, only 2 hours.
So they have to document that they're working the wells and the.
If they're coming in the size of the service, they have to clock in and clock out to show they worked. But,
And this was a meeting that happened, right?
like in August, because there was one month, or there was 1 week where, there was 1 day, and Aaron was with me, where Jace claimed that he worked, he just put plus 10 on those days. And I sat into the math, and Jace sat into the math, and Aaron sat into the math. There's no way mathematically that he had his full, it was like 15 hours plus an extra 10. Like mathematically, it just didn't make sense to do it. So that had been happening for several weeks, so I brought that to their attention, because obviously, like, you can't just throw,
Why is this a board issue? Why is he talking to you about his time card? I mean, why does this have to be amongst the board? It's very strange.
His pay, because every time that he tries to talk to her, it's a blow up, he's hostile. It's easier that way, so that she doesn't get
It's a,
upset, he doesn't get upset.
no, I mean, you clarified it, and the only other question I got is, I guess, it wasn't a meeting then, was it? I mean.
So, it was a meeting to bring something to their attention that I had found, that was a discrepancy on several time cards over an extended period of time. So when I brought it to them, we all sat down and I actually took copies of their time cards and had them, so I was like, maybe it's me, maybe I don't understand what's going on here. So I brought it to Jay, myself, and Aaron all set, and like, I have them add up each time card on each person. So we sat together, I actually recorded the meeting just in case anybody decided to change their mind while studying later. But yes, our salary ordinance says they get 1 hour of on-call per day. 2 hours of on-call on the weekend.
It's 2 hours per day. It's in the ordinances. Do you have them? We can look them up. It's 2 hours per day.
I go off the salary ordinance, salary ordinance is not what it says.
This is the ordinance.
I go off the salary ordinance. I don't know.
So, in other words, you get the time, but if you actually work, then you've got to.
So yeah,
clock in.
so Joe's on call, so like, let's say today, Joe's on call, and he works his 8 hours. Even if that's all he works is 8 hours, he still gets a +1, so he actually gets 9 hours for that day, because he's on call. But then let's say he actually does get called out, like a week happens, then he gets additional time for whether that's, but he's supposed to clock in and clock out for that to document.
Alright.
So,
Okay.
on the weekend, regardless, whether, I don't know what they do, but regardless, they get 2 hours on Saturday, 2
No
hours
matter
on Sunday.
whether they work or not.
Yes, however, if they do get called in, like for example, on Saturday, he put +1 call, meaning he got called in, so on that day, he got paid for 3 hours, because he had his 2 hours on call, plus his 1 hour that he got called in. He should have clocked in, but whatever, I still paid him for it, because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no,
Basically, it says.
It's in the employee handbook, and I don't have it with me.
We want them to clock in to work the wells and the wastewater.
no, that's something you guys will have to make changes if you're wanting to pay them for any additional work outside those 2 hours, you know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Yes, so right now, it just says, I'm sorry, so they get the 2 hours every Saturday and Sunday when they're in call. So if you're wanting to give them additional hours for, yeah,
I
whatever.
just have been for a long.
Or yes, have him clock in and clock out and just call it as a on-call hour, and you can do that. But if you're not wanting them to clock in and clock out, and you're wanting them to just automatically, like, every, you can get 3 hours, you don't have to have your salary.
We've done that ever since I've been around.
From the treasure trove,
Yeah, you just clock.
That's the
I think
benefit of
that's
being
part of
on
the
call.
agreement with Dustin too, though, with him.
I didn't know either until when I said to Jay, and Jay like brought it up, like, why are you paying him 5 hours? So I was like, well, I'm gonna get 5. And that's when he had the salary, and he said, no, you get 2. So that's, since that day, that's what I've been doing.
At that meeting?
Hmm?
At the meeting, at the executive session, that's when that
No, it
decision
wasn't
was
an
made?
executive session, it wasn't an official meeting, it was myself, Aaron, and Jay discussing an issue on the time card. And he's the one that brought up that I was doing it wrong.
Okay.
But if you wanna change the salary,
Can we put the salary ordinance on the next month's meeting? Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that too.
I mean, if you want to pay those hours, make a motion, then you want. You can do that too.
For the on-call time, or the.
Whatever you want to pay them, you can give them $1,000, you know what I mean, you can do whatever you want. So if you
So does that, just to clarify, does that mean you would be taking away the on-call hours on the weekend and going to only paid on the weekend?
No.
So now, I got a question, it's all right, I can ask you outside of the meeting, that's fine, I just wanna make sure that we're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
If you don't mind,
Yeah, that's fine.
please.
So
And then table this for next month's agenda as well, please. Thank you.
no problem. This is really cool. Is there anything else on that?
No.
For Jason's garnishments. These are when they were paid. Months of one check. These are the orders. This is when it was received. So we're withholding the garnishments. This one was never even started.
This one got canceled, right?
This one did, but nothing was ever sent to them.
Okay, sorry, no, I don't need this on the one. But yes, I hold it every pay, they get paid weekly, and then I usually pay them every month. So that,
It says weekly.
I mean, I garnish it every week, so.
It says to be paid weekly, that's what the order says.
Okay, well, whenever this was originally done,
That's from the court.
no, I know, I understand, well, when this was originally brought to the town to do, so I realized, I brought it to a meeting here to ask the council, since it's going to be garnished every week, right, with fees and checks and stuff, does the town want to do a fee to it? That meeting, Jace quit and walked out.
He didn't quit.
Still when I brought it up, Jay said, no, we don't need to vote on this, it's not an issue anymore. So nothing was ever discussed past that. So in order to save the town money, instead of sending out a check every single month or every single week, I just save them, so I garnish every week, and at the end of every month, send the payment.
Well, that's 7 weeks that you sent all at the same
Well,
time.
that's because I thought his garnishment had been canceled, which it was that one, because I didn't even know he had one. So there was a few weeks where you'll see that I didn't take it out, because I didn't know he still had it. And then when I realized he does still have it, when Aaron emailed me, then I added it back in, started taking it back out, and sent it back in. I mean, I'm fine to do it if you want the checks in. I was just trying to save the town money, instead of sending checks every 6 days. So that's fine, we can do that every single week. I do think that we need to, if we're gonna do that, I think we still need to, you guys need to vote on the decision on if you're going to.
It's a court order.
Not this, on a fee if you're going to, so when you have an employee that has a garnishment, as an employer, you can choose to add an additional fee onto the garnishment or the extra.
Not for one.
What?
Not for one garnishment. He can't be penalized for that.
Well, Terry Ross was said, and he gave me the Indiana code, and I brought it to the council, like I said, they ended up not voting on it because Jace walked out that meeting, so it's fine, I'll do it every week.
Anybody?
Has it on my agenda. Whose idea was it to put the mill up there?
You put the what?
Oh, the mill up there, down at GA.
The guy that bought it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't even
Did you guys follow up on that? Because JJ talked to you about that the last meeting, did you guys follow up?
I have not yet, no.
No.
I know the drains are full of sawdust.
Well, we're gonna have a bunch of food.
The deterioration of the value of those people's homes around there.
We didn't know what he was gonna do with it, he just bought it.
We don't have zoning laws or anything either.
It belongs to the town, right?
No, it did not.
No.
It belonged to the Giles.
Who?
The guy who actually owned the fireworks station, or fireworks in Mike.
No, it was Josimir Sadras. It was the guy that had the IGA. He sold it after that.
It changed their hands,
Yeah, we have a road back.
You know, that shouldn't be sitting there.
Definitely needs to be done somewhere.
It needs cleaning.
I do have a question. Mom has I don't even know how people were living in it. I honestly don't. The house, when you go around the corner on Broadway, there on that corner, there's that great big tree.
Oh, yeah.
The garage is filled with trash. You got this little house over here on the corner. I don't know what happened. That guy was beating the van. It's something up.
2, 3 people moved into that house, the blue house. It's kind of, things are starting to grow up and not being cared for. It's kind of sad that the town is heading in this direction. So I was wondering if you could maybe have, maybe enforce. I think that trash on Broadway has been there for 5 years.
I think there's actually like a realtor sign.
Yeah, they got a realtor sign on there.
The house on Broadway, Charlie Brown, and Trillium on the house.
On that corner.
Yeah, you know who owns that?
Yeah, it's a guy out of Florida, a doctor out of Florida. Well, they just, what they do is they buy them and leave them.
And that's probably good to work with them, so
I've got a telephone number, and you can turn it into like,
Yeah, we can make sure we get it.
we'll be calling us.
Yeah, we've seen Bill, or
Things are starting to kind of slide down. It's kind of sad to see it looking junky.
Yeah, we have, private citations, they'll clean it up, we'll cut it and send the bill.
We appreciate that.
besides that, they're right.
We're still talking about the same one on the corner.
yeah, and one, a block directly, south.
There's that free on Wall Street. The grass is.
Yeah, there's others, but I'm, mom's not right, it's so bad, it's not funny. It's ridiculous how many raccoons.
Yeah, I was supposed to. Watching the rain over there.
Do you know what it costs to?
I don't know.
Leonardo come out?
They're like,
You think the raccoons?
Yeah. $300 to set up. And $75 for every raccoon they get. I've got 4 that comes to my house. And needless to say, I can't afford that kind of money. So if anybody out there wants some raccoons, give them an address. I wouldn't mind if they're so destructive.